high its scale, and I haven't done a video for a long time, so I thought that as soon as I was fed up today, I thought, well, let's get crafting and let's see what we can make. So today I've started off, as you can see, I've got some like little ladybirds, pebbles, which I've been painting, and some little bees that I've been painting. I hope you can see them because the sunlight's that bright coming through the roof is, yeah, it's a bit glaring. But anyway, I've been painting these. And what I need to do today is I'm going to make an outdoor game. And I need 4 bees and I need 5 ladybirds. And it's going to be like a game of noughts and crosses, but mine's going to be bees and ladybirds. So what I've done is I've got a piece of wood. It's just a piece of wood that I had lying about. It's like an old shelf. And I've just put some black tape on to mark out the squares. So very simple, just wrap the tape all the way around to create the squares. So how I did that was I just measured the piece of wood and it was 30 centimetres. So then I divided it into 3 equal parts. So it was 10 centimetres for each square going across there. And then I painted some pebbles. So we've got ladybirds and bees. So now to create your noughts and crosses with the ladybirds and bees for a full set, we need 4 bees and we need 5 of the ladybirds. So I've already started off because it takes quite some time. So what you need is you need some nice flat pebbles like that. And I've painted them black and I've just used emulsion paint. You can use what paint you want. I use emulsion because I already have it in, but you can use, is it acrylic paint? You can use that as well. So I've painted 9 pebbles black and let them to dry. And then for the bees, what we do is we paint 3 stripes. The bottom stripe there, we paint the whole of the bottom, and then we do a stripe just across the top there and a stripe across the top there. I haven't painted underneath because you're not going to see that, and it makes it quicker. So that's its bottom, where you've got the whole, it's like the circle bit on its bottom, and then you've got the middle stripe, and then the top stripe. I've just sort of curved it a little bit because that's going to be his face. So I'll show you how to do that. So what I do, I just buy these little match pots, and they're not very much, and you can get them from B&Q and Wilkinson's. And then I get my pebble and I've painted it black. So now we need to get his bottom. So we just paint like a semicircle. That's a good way of describing it. A semicircle. Now because he's painted black, you will need a couple of coats of paint. I found 2, possibly 3 does the trick. So that's his bottom there. And then we need one in the middle. So that's just a normal stripe coming across there. Straight across like that. Now you can see what I'm doing. Just like that. It'll dry quick today because it's very warm. And then for his face, we're going to like make an arch shape. So we're just going to arch it like that so that it leaves like a little face at the front. Like that. So you should end up with something like that. And we can leave that to dry now. These are already dried. I've already done different ones. And then you can, the ladybird, you need some red paint. Always have some water handy to clean your brushes, and I always have some baby wipes handy. They're brilliant just for cleaning yourself and your brushes. Right, so we need the red paint now for the ladybird. Now the ladybird, we want to paint two sort of wings. So I've just sort of shaped them. I've curved them round where the face is, and then I've just shaped them at the bottom for the wings, and I've left the black in the middle so that it looks like that's where the wing is going to be. So we'll do this one. So get some red paint, and the wings curve that way. Don't know if you can see that. I'm doing a curve, and then bringing it up straight, and then for his face we curve it the other way, like that. And again, curve it that way, leaving the line down the middle there, and then that way for the face. So you end up with that sort of a shape, and then you can fill it in with your red paint. And again, because they painted black, they do need a couple of coats. But it does dry quite quickly because it's only emulsion paint. And just paint that in. Very calming painting. Oh, there you go, we've got his little ladybird wings on there. So we'll put in there to dry. Right, now we've got some ladybirds here that I've already painted one coat. You can still see the black underneath there. So we can put another coat on this ladybird. So this is your next stage. It's doing number 2 coat. And if you're happy with number 2, you can leave it just to dry. I've only put 2 coats on mine. Depends again how thick your paint is, because some paints are quite thin. But this one's not too bad. So he's got 2 coats on now. You can see it looks a lot redder now because he's got 2 coats on. So we'll let him dry. And then we can paint the second coat onto the ladybird's stripes as well. Just clean the brush. It's a great game. Well, it's something good that you can do with your children and your grandchildren, and you're actually making the game and they can play after, and that's the exciting bit about it. They've actually created their own game, and you don't have to use the ladybirds or the bees. You could do something totally different. You could, I suppose you could paint, they might have a character that they like, and if it's, you could just paint the characters onto the stones if you're quite artistic. Yeah, so it's just something fun to do. And while the weather's nice, it's like a garden outdoor game. You can use it inside as well, but Right, so that's had its second coat. So there we go. Right, so all that's done. So when they've had the second coats, they look something like this. And I've just put 2 little white blobs. Can you see that at the front there? There's 2 little white blobs, and that's going to be the eyes. And what I also do, if you can see on this one, I've put some black in the eyes as well, so it makes them more realistic. And I do that by using Sharpie pens. So we'll just put some little black, you can see there, we're just going to put a little black dot in that one there, and a little black dot in that one there. And there you have his little eyes. Do the same with this one. So just a little black dot and a little black dot. Again, you can see his eyes there now. And the bee here, that's had 2 coats and he's dry now. Again, I've just painted 2 little white dots on there. And we can put a little black dot in his eye there and a little black dot in his eye there. So he's got eyes now. So when you've done the eyes, on the ladybird, we're going to put his spots. And what I've done on this one, I've put on here, let me get the camera just right. You can see I've got 2 curly bits here, and those are his antennae, and then I've put 2, 3, 4 spots on him. So we've got 2 bigger ones at the bottom of his wings and 2 smaller ones at the top near his antennae there. So we can draw those on. So his antennae, all I do is I just draw a line and then put a squiggle on like that. You can see that. And draw a line and put a squiggle on. So that's the antennae. And then we put a small spot of black about there, and then one at the other side about there. So now he's got some spots on. And then we do the bigger spots at the bottom of his wings. And these Sharpie pens are brilliant because you don't have to be a super painter to use a Sharpie pen, because it can be a bit fiddly doing it with a paintbrush. So there you have his wings. Lovely. So that's one finished. And then the other one here. Right, so we need to, this sun's very bright today. We do the line with the squiggle, line with the squiggle for the antennae, the 2 smaller spots at the top, one on each wing, and then the bigger one at the bottom on each wing. Like that. So that's another ladybird done. So now we can, I'll show you how to do the bumblebee. Right, so we need, forgot to put my eyes on this one, so we need to just put some white spots on for his eyes. So just dab some white on there like that. Those are his little eyes there. And then what we do for his wings is we get the Sharpie pen, and if you can see on this one here, I just draw some like oval shapes, but I don't sort of do it all the way across, and they look like wing shapes. So we'll do it with this one first. So we'll do an oval shape there, like that. Can you see that? and an oval shape at this side, like that. Now what I do to make the wings more realistic, I water down some white paint. So I'll just draw the wings on this one. So your oval shape, and then another oval shape, like that. You see that? And there we go. So now I'm just going to get some white paint. Well, this is a very pale grey actually that I've got because my white's run out. And I've just mixed some water with it. And then where we've drawn the little oval shapes, we're just going to put some of the paint into there, like that. And because it's watered down, it becomes a little bit translucent, so it looks like the wings. I don't know if you can see, like that. If you look on this one, you see, you can just sort of see it's translucent, but you've got like a white sort of a tinge there. So once that's dried, then we can draw the veins of the wings in. So again, with this one, where we've got the oval shapes, I'm just going to paint in some of the nice watery white colour. This won't take long at all to dry because it's watered down. And it's so warm. So there we go. So those are the wings. So when those are dry, which I'm still waiting for those to dry, when you've got your painted designs and they're totally dry, if you want to seal them, what I do is I just buy this lacquer spray here, and it's just a lacquer spray that you can get from Wilkinson's, and again you can get it from B&Q or any craft shops do them, and I just give them a quick coat of the spray. So just stick them onto a piece of card like that, and then I just give them a quick spray of lacquer like that, and we can leave those to dry, and that'll just seal it and help it last a little bit longer. It seals the paint so that it doesn't chip off as easy. These I did about 18 months ago, and they've been outside in the garden, and they've been in the fairy garden actually, and these are still as good, near enough, as when I painted them 18 months ago. And this is just normal emulsion paint left to dry with a coat of the this lacquer spray. So it does help, does that, to keep them looking new. Right, so now we need to draw some veins into the wings. So as you see here, we've got these little veins. It just makes them look more wing-like. So what I've done, if you follow the curve of the wing and just create 3 little swooshes of with your Sharpie pen. So we'll do this one. So we start there and just take it up there like that, and the longer one there, and then you do 2 smaller ones, and my Sharpie pen's running out. Like that, so they just look a bit more wing-like. And again with this one here. Like that. So it's just some 3 little swooshes, as I call them. Right, so that's how to paint the ladybirds and the bees. So I'll just seal those bees. So we've got a couple more to paint and then we're all finished. So these are dry now, so we can paint the second coat onto these. It's not taking very long at all to dry, isn't the paint today? And like I say, I'm doing 4 bees and 5 ladybirds. That's what I need to make the noughts and crosses game, but in this case it's the bees and the ladybirds. So let's add another coat. I think that one's already had 2 coats. So we can put his eyes on. He needs 2 coats. And the kids will enjoy doing this. It'll get a bit messy, but if you're doing it outside it doesn't matter. Might keep them quiet for 5 minutes. There we go. Put some eyes on. Just there. And this one some eyes. And give the bee some eyes while I'm doing it. So we'll have to wait for those to dry before we can do anything there. But that one's dry. So we can paint the squiggles on for the antennae. So that's a line and a squiggle, and a line and a squiggle. I'm going to see if I've got a better Sharpie pen. Try this one because I think it's running out. That's better. And then we need the spots on the ladybird as well. So a little spot at the top of each wing, and then a bigger spot at the bottom. Like that. Can't do those because those are still wet. Having trouble with these Sharpie pens today. I think they're drying out in the heat. And again, just sealing. and I'll just use those because, and there we have created our game of bees and ladybirds. So I hope your children and yourself enjoy playing the game. I will write down on my site everything that you need to make the bees and the ladybirds, everything that you'll need, paint and everything that I can remember. And yeah, I hope you enjoy making them. Thank you for watching me. Bye.